More on today's announcement.
The father of the Highland Park shooter has been arrested on 7 felony charges relating to his son's behavior. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. But let's talk about this. Now, this is breaking news. It's 3 days ago. The father, Robert Crimo Jr., has been arrested for his son's actions at the Chicago, the parade in Illinois at Highland Park, where he killed 7 people. Now, you saw a little bit of the opening of the video, but once again, context, let's go ahead and watch that. All right, you heard that and you saw that. Now, this kind of opens, and unfortunately, a very, I want to use the word dangerous, because it's setting a precedent of when somebody goes and does something, we can now go back and blame other people for the actions of an individual. We got to remember, when we consider somebody an adult at 18, but now we're saying because somebody else's actions somehow legally ties to that person's behavior, that person then must also be charged. And I'm going to go ahead and read this here. This is from the AP. And father of July 4th shooting suspect charged with 7 felonies. Okay, and this, of course, like I said, this was days ago. It's December 16th. I'm coming down to here. Chicago. The father of an Illinois man charged with killing 7 people in a mass shooting at a July 4th parade in Chicago suburb has been charged with 7 felony counts of reckless conduct, prosecutors announced Friday. Lake County State's Attorney Eric Reinhart and Robert Crimo Jr. surrendered to police on Friday and will have a bond hearing Saturday. Reinhart said that the charges are based on Crimo sponsoring his then 19-year-old son's application for a gun license in 2019. Quote, parents and guardians are in the best position to decide whether the teenager should have a weapon, Reinhart said. In this case, the system failed when Robert Crimo Jr. sponsored his son. He knew what he knew and he signed the form anyway, but the system failed. I'm going to get a little bit into that, but I won't get through the article. Reinhart wouldn't further discuss what led his office to file charges this week. Authorities had previously said the accused shooter, Robert Crimo III, attempted suicide by machete in April 2019, and in September 2019 was accused by a family member of making threats to kill everyone. Both those reports came months before Crimo Jr. sponsored his son's application in December 2019. Chicago area attorney George M. Gonis said by phone Friday that he was representing Robert Crimo Jr. in the newly announced criminal case. He declined to answer questions, but emailed a statement that described the charges as baseless and unprecedented. Quote, this decision should alarm every single parent in the United States of America who, according to the Lake County State's Attorney, knows exactly what is going on with their 19-year-old adult child and can be held criminally liable for those actions taken nearly 3 years later, the statement from Gomez said. These charges are absurd and we will fight them every step of the way. Gomez said Crimo Jr. continues to sympathize and feel terrible for the individuals and families who were injured and lost loved ones, but the attorney called the charges politically motivated and a distraction from the real changes that need to happen in this country. A grand jury in July indicted Robert Crimo III on 21st degree murder counts, 48 counts of attempted murder and 48 counts of aggravated battery, representing the 7 people killed and dozens wounded in the attack on a beloved holiday event in Highland Park. Until Friday, Reinhart had refused to discuss whether the man's parents could face charges connected to the killings. Legal experts have said it's rare for an accused shooter's parent or guardian to face charges. In part, it's difficult to prove such charges. In one notable exception, a Michigan prosecutor last year filed involuntary manslaughter charges against the parents of a teen accused of fatally shooting 4 students at his high school. A January trial date in that case has been delayed while the state appeals court considers an appeal by the parents. Authorities have previously said that the Illinois State Police reviewed Crimo III's December 2019 gun license application and found no reason to deny it because he had no arrests, no criminal record, no serious mental health problems, no orders of protection, no other behavior that would disqualify him. Well, that immediately says, isn't it more the state's issue at that point? As I said, I'm going to talk about that some more. But following the parade shooting, public records showed that Crimo III attempted suicide by machete. We already heard this in April 2019, according to a police report obtained by the Associated Press that noted a history of attempts. In September 2019, police received a report from family members that Crimo III had a collection of knives and they threatened to kill everyone. Both Crimo III and his mother disputed the threat of violence at the time. Police have said father, Robert Crimo Jr., later told investigators the knives belonged to him and authorities returned them. Robert Crimo Jr. has shown up at several pretrial hearings for his son this year, not in agreement when his son entered the courtroom shackled and flanked by guards. The father is a longtime resident of Highland Park and a familiar face around the city, where he was once a mayoral candidate and well known for operating convenience stores. In media interviews after the shooting, Robert Crimo Jr. had said he did not expect to face charges and did not believe he did anything wrong by helping his son get a gun license through the state's established process. Okay, so you heard all that. Now, here's the issue that I have, because I've seen responses on YouTube and other social media about this specific story, and some people are out there saying, well, good, he should be charged. Well, if we're going to start using that as the litmus test for who is responsible, the state is also responsible. They approved the firearms, the Crimo, to be able to purchase these firearms. They approved that. They approved his form. They gave him his firearms card. They are also responsible. They are more responsible than the father. Now, the fact that these past incidences where he tried to harm himself and harm other people should have been part of his record. That's the state's fault. Once again, it's the state not relaying the information to the proper authorities to then have it be a part of his record when he goes in for his background check. This, to me, despite the fact that some people are jumping with glee that his father's been arrested, it paints a dangerous picture, because then you can go back and say, well, so-and-so should have known, or this person should have known, and charge them also. It's a slippery slope, and it's not a good one. Okay? Because if you go back to other incidences where people of so-called mass shootings, you could easily go back and point to someone else and say, well, they should have known, so they're responsible. This is not a good look. Now, we're going to have to see how this trial goes through, because as the article stated, it's hard to prove this. Okay? Father signed off for his son to go get, to be able to apply for his card, but the state approved it, even with these past incidences, which obviously were not reported correctly. So, it seems to me there's another problem there that they're just trying to cover up by charging this father with these crimes. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.